Lost City, Oklahoma, population 809. Located 57 miles east of Tulsa in Cherokee County, this tiny town boasts one elementary school and little else. But in 1999, this little area of eastern Oklahoma was to receive a cultural inlay that would send shockwaves through the country. Everything begins with God. For the monk, morning begins with a calling from God long before the sun rises, and requires a response. Western monasticism was born in 6th century Italy. Here, a man named Benedict, the son of a noble, gave up his wealth and sought to live in an isolated community. He devoted each day to contemplation and prayer. Soon, others followed his footsteps and joined Benedict in a life of total dedication to God. Saint Benedict constructed a rule by which these groups would live. Communities grew around the rule and spread. Soon, Benedictine monasteries blossomed all across Europe. Today, the Benedictine tradition continues. Morning praises to God are sung. For the monk, the day has not yet begun, but he knows the horizon holds the joys of a full day. In 1970, the University of Kansas adopted the Pearson College Integrated Humanities Program. This program was designed to examine classical Western civilization. Although there was no direct instruction in Roman Catholicism, the subject matter of the courses prompted many students to pursue the Catholic Church. Several students from this program journeyed to Europe in 1972 in search of a life they were studying in school.
This particular group, though, involves a nucleus of American college students who converted to the Catholic faith in the 1970s, and were looking for the right type of monastery to pursue their interest in the Catholic faith, and found Foncombault Abbey in France. It's just a thing that happened. It's hard to explain. It's mysterious why we would end up in France. Foncombault was a providential place for us to learn what we needed to learn.
And we entered Foncombault in France, hoping maybe, it was an idea that maybe we could come back to the United States someday and start that type of monastic life in the United States.
I thought it might take 10 years, but it finally took some 25 years.
Glory is given in the first hour of light. As the sun begins climbing the sky and the day begins, the monk prays for guidance through the day, that God may be glorified in all things.
In 1999, these original Americans with some French and Canadian brothers also came and established Clear Creek Monastery here in Oklahoma. Many of us are from Kansas, and we sort of thought the Midwest might be the place. Property was considered in Oregon and California. A very nice property was offered perhaps in Tennessee. The Bishop of Tulsa positively asked us to come to this diocese in Tulsa. A combination of factors, the blessing of the bishop, the fact that there are numerous friends around the area who wanted us to come, and then happened to find a very nice property in Cherokee County, about 70 miles east of Tulsa.
The monastery occupies a 1,200-acre plot of land with a variety of landscapes, bluffs, hills, creeks, and grasslands for sheep grazing. Located at the foot of the Ozark Mountains, the diverse land provides the monks a suitable property on which to build their monastery. After deciding on the property, it was important to dedicate the monastery. Clear Creek is dedicated to Our Lady of the Annunciation. Their motto is Ecce Fiat, Latin for Behold, let it be done, Mary's statement at the Annunciation.
So it's very beautiful. The Lord speaks to you and says, here I am, may your will be done. You know, I'm ready to go.
The soul is rekindled with this love. The monk prays for continuing strength, that his work may honor God. Benedictine monasticism has traditionally been of a contemplative nature.
I think we have to implant the monastic life as we live in France according to the rule of Saint Benedict, as Dom Guéranger gave us a tradition quite contemplative.
It's for monks, and say men who live apart from society, who pray for the world around them, but live apart from the world, devoting most of their time to prayer. Originally, monastic life was all contemplative. That was the only type of monastic life there was, really. Just really a life dedicated to the glory of God alone, without any kind of practical goal.
To ensure the contemplative nature of the monastery, an enclosure separates the monks from the outside world.
It keeps us from going out and the world from coming in, so we can concentrate on God mainly. And well, we need that. We need that protection and that discipline, otherwise we'll never do it, basically.
To help facilitate the contemplative life, the monks have a strict daily routine. The Benedictine motto is Ora et Labora, prayer and work.
Well, one reason for the success of the rule of St. Benedict was its balanced nature. The early monks in Egypt found that if they tried to pray all day long, they would go crazy. It's impossible for human nature. But if they would do a little manual labor during the day, alternate with prayer, then their prayer life would be better and they would have a better balance. And the rule of St. Benedict takes this into consideration. Generally, there are about 8 hours of work, 8 hours of prayer and study, and 8 hours of rest. So our work is meant to be a kind of extension of the prayer.
The fiery noonday beams sing the splendor of God's majesty. By noon, the monk has been fulfilling his duties for 7 hours. He prays for vigor against the midday spirit of laziness.